Hey everybody, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2015 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, we're going to be checking out the Blue Ox Avail tow bar. When it comes to flat tows, hands down, one of the biggest questions that people wonder is, what parts am I actually going to need? And there's going to be 5 main components to allow you to flat tow your Jeep down the road safely. All right, and the first one will be your base plate. That gives us an attachment point to allow us to hook our tow bar up. This is an actual physical link that connects our Jeep to the back of our motorhome. All right, your third part will be safety cables, and these are just there in the event of an unlikely disconnect. We're gonna keep everything paired together. The fourth main part will be tow bar wiring, and this is just going to send the lighting functions from the back of your coach to the back of your Jeep, keeping you safe and legal. And last but not least, the fifth main part will be a supplemental braking system. And what this is going to do is apply the brakes in your Jeep whenever you hit the brakes in your RV, bringing you to a complete and predictable stop. First impressions of the setup, I think it's a nice tow bar. A lot of people have had good luck with these. This is one of Blue Ox's more premier type tow bars, and I feel like it's a good option for the Jeep, especially if you have a bunch of accessories on your Jeep and it's lifted and larger tires and things like that. And I say that because this is one of the more heavy-duty tow bars available. It has a 10,000 pound weight capacity, which is more than enough for the Jeep, but more importantly, I think since it's overbuilt, it's gonna help with the ride quality. It's gonna be able to handle those potholes and bumps a little bit better, and translate to a smoother, more comfortable ride in the motorhome. And not to mention too, because of the length of this tow bar, it's one of the longer ones. That should help the vehicle track and stay true a little bit better whenever you are towing it down the road, and give you a little bit better, turning ability when you're going around tight turns at the gas pumps or whatever the case may be. So that's definitely a good thing, right? And when it comes to tow bars, there's a lot of different options out there. And one of the things that I always recommend, whether it's you go with this tow bar or a different one, is a non-binding style. Okay, and so what I mean by that is, let's say you're flat towing down the road and you get to where you're going and you try to unhook the ends here. Well, a lot of times, after you're done towing like that, these arms will be kind of locked into place, and you try to get the pin out and it'll be in a bind. It'd be extremely difficult to do that. So with a non-binding type like this one here, if that were to happen, these levers, you can just push down on them. It'll release that tension and make it extremely easy to get disconnected, as opposed to the binding style ones. Those are a huge pain. If that were to happen, there's usually a button up here that you have to get a special tool for, or beat it with a hammer. It's just a giant headache. So like I said, regardless if you get this one or a different one, definitely make sure it is a non-binding type. One of the things you always want to look out for too when setting up a flat tow is how easy it's going to be to do that. And this tow bar uses a quick connect style end here, to where when you go to separate it, you pull out a pin, pull out this one, and you're good to go. And so this kind of has this 3 lug design here, which will work with Blue Ox base plates. It'll work with most Curt base plates like the one we have here today, as well as some others, I'm sure. And if you happen to have a different style base plate, but you really like this tow bar, chances are pretty good you can get an adapter end to allow the two to pair together here. When you go to put this back in too, and this thing's brand new still, so it's a little tight, but it just goes right in through there like this. And that's really all there is to it. A nice touch as well is the fact that the tow bar is going to come included with safety cables, so it's one less thing you're going to have to worry about picking up separately. And you're going to have the confidence knowing that they're the right style, the right weight capacities, and so on. So you're just not going to have to worry about sourcing these. And with this style of tow bar, I want to bring up our tow bar wiring, okay? If you need to pick out a kit you want to and end up using this tow bar, you want to get a kit that is coiled like this one here. This is a Blue Ox kit. It's a 7 to 6 way. And I say that because with it being coiled, you know, it's going to be up off the ground when you're going straight, but then give you that extra length you need whenever you make those turns. With that in mind, if you end up going with a different tow bar and it has little side channels in it, you're going to want safety cables and electrical cable that are straight. That way you can utilize those channels properly. You are able to actually store the tow bar on the back of your motorhome, whether it be temporarily or permanently, which I think is a big deal because, you know, when you're over the road, storage is really important. You don't have a ton of it, and so whatever you can do to maximize it is well worth it. And so whenever you're unhooked, the tow bar will fold up and you can rotate it to either side like this, right? And keep it back here. And then if you want, you know, obviously people kind of do this deal with their cables and stuff to keep them up off the ground and everything else, just to give you an example. And one thing I recommend, especially if you're going to be keeping it back here permanently, is to pick up a locking style hitch pin. That way this will be secured to the hitch and someone just can't come up, unpin it, and run off with it. As well as get a cover or bag that'll slide over this, just to kind of take that extra step to protect your investment. To compare this tow bar to some of the other ones available, you know, if you're looking for another premier type one like this, the Roadmaster Nighthawk is really cool, has a lot of the same features and then some, honestly, so that might be worth looking into. And if you're looking for something more middle of the road, eTrailer actually offers some tow bars that have kind of the must-have features, at least in my opinion, and a couple extras, so that might be worth always checking out as well. But other than that, at the end of the day, you know, tow bar a lot of people are happy with. It's really smooth, it operates as it should, and pulls your vehicle down the road correctly. And that'll finish up our look at of the Blue Ox Avail tow bar on our 2015 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited.